Okay.
Hi, Andrea. How are you?
Good.
Lonnie.
Good afternoon, Congresswoman Maloney.
You.
On November 1st, food stamp cuts went into effect because the House and the Senate couldn't come to an agreement on a new farm bill. Can you, what's your whole opinion about this whole situation?
Well, it's absolutely devastating because these cuts are on top of the sequestration cuts that are also cutting back. Earlier this month, there was $5 billion that was in the Recovery Act, and that Recovery Act was not extended. So there has been a $5 billion cut in food stamps in the so-called SNAP program, Supplemental Nutritional Assistance Program. Now, the Farm Bill will be cuts on top of the SNAP program. But about 3 weeks ago, I went to Our Children in Queens, which is a food pantry, and Sister Tessa told me that the number of people have gone up 40%. Now, a lot of it may be the recession, but it could be these cutbacks in the Supplemental Nutritional Assistance Program. A bill passed in the House that would further cut food stamps by $40 billion. The bill in the Senate would cut it by $4 billion. They are now in conference coming up with a compromise. Obviously, I would prefer no cuts, but certainly I prefer going with the Senate version where the cuts are so less extreme. What I find so disturbing is that this is the same team that voted to close down the government for 16 days, which resulted in an incredible loss to our economy. Some estimate for it $23 billion. So here they close down the government, cost us $23 billion, and then proceed to cut $5 billion in food stamps. And coming out of the House was an unconscionable $40 billion proposed cut. As I said, it is now in the conference committee. $40 billion is the cut of specifically $39.6 billion. I rounded it off to 40, but it's $39.6 billion in the House, and in the Senate, roughly $4 billion. So that's where it stands.
What efforts have you partaken in to try to stop this and to try to alleviate this?
Well, obviously, we try to extend the SNAP program, which was expired at the beginning of this month. We do not have the votes, and we lost. So the cuts went into effect. Obviously, the Democrats and I fought the $40 billion cut, an unconscionable cut in the House side. And I'm sure so we tried to stop it in the House side, and we are using every means we can to try to keep it, to hold on to the $4 billion amount as opposed to the $40 billion. I've had 2 press conferences on it. I've gone on television and radio and talked about it. We could get you the information. I had one at Sister Tessa's food pantry, which is in Queens, and one at our Father's Heart Ministries, which is in the Alphabet area of Manhattan. I can have Nick Maroney, who is my press secretary, send you our statements and our press releases from those 2 events.
Wait. So, have you spoken with, what have constituents told you directly about this?
Well, I have spoken with constituents at Our Children in Queens, and they're disturbed about it, obviously. And as I said, Sister Tessa said the attendance or the demand at her food pantry has gone up 40% with the recession and with the SNAP food cuts.
And these are recent numbers? Like, did this rise occur since November the 1st?
It may. You'd have to haven't talked to her directly.
All right. Can you give me
I
her?
asked her. She said it had gone up 40%. So it may be tied to the overall recession too. Nick Maroney can give you her telephone number. It's listed in the phone book. Our HOUR Children Food Pantry in Long Island City.
One other question.
What?
Do you? One other question.
By the way, your newspaper covered that press conference at Our Children.
All right. Yeah, I know. I know I'm an intern reporter, but I just wanted to. So to summarize this whole thing, do you accept it? Do you? Now, I'm not saying whether do you. Obviously, you don't agree with the Republican cuts, but do you think even a small cut is bad, or even the Democratic offer is?
I believe that people are. We're the wealthiest country on earth, and we should provide food to people who need it. And the food pantries are saying people need it. And you have to understand that a lot of people are working that are on food stamps, but they find it impossible to live on minimum wage. The minimum wage is roughly $1,000 a month, $7.25 an hour, $1,000 a month. According to national statistics, most apartments are over $1,000 in rent. So people have to turn to government programs for assistance. And many people on minimum wage not only use the SNAP program and food stamps, but they also have the Earned Income Tax Credit. They also have assistance in housing and other governmental support, because it is impossible to live on the minimum wage in New York or in many areas across the country. I'm going to put my press secretary on, Nick Maroney.
Quickly, just one more thing. Can I get any statistics as it refers to food stamp cuts and Queens?
I don't have it broken down to the specific numbers for Queens. For now. Okay, we'll get you my two press releases and Sister Tessa's telephone. And
Sister Tessa's, can I get Sister Tessa's telephone?
Any other questions that you have, please send them to me. And in the future, if you have, any questions you have, if you have an interview request, send them to me. You send that to our scheduler, who doesn't handle that.
Okay.
My email is
NICK, yes.
MORONI@mail.house.gov.
Sister Tessa's number, do you have that?
I don't have Sister Tessa's number, no. So I'm sure somebody in your office does. You guys were at the press conference.
You can call Esme.
Yeah, I mean, someone in your office should have that, and if not, I can ask someone in our Queens office, and just send me an email, and I'll get it to you, okay?
Okay, my email is AJOHN.
Just send me an email. I'm not in front of the computer.
All right, I'll send you an email.
Okay. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you.